Welcome back to Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio with Emmy Hikins, and a lovely singer and a songwriter all the way from London. He's also a musician, Trevor. So, what is one obstacle that you've successfully been able to overcome solely with regards to your music?
Sorry, what is the what?
What is the one obstacle?
Oh, right, the one obstacle
That you've,
That's an excellent question, if I may say. One obstacle. I think I will always retain the creative urge. I always will. But sometimes when you don't feel your music, your songs are getting the coverage that you feel they need and maybe they deserve, then it can be easy once every so often to lose a bit of heart and say, well, I'm doing this more for myself than anybody else. Now, when I do with all my songs, I do get them onto Facebook and Twitter nowadays, so they do get some sort of an audience. But sometimes the lack of incentive, perhaps, is an obstacle. And to keep going I still get the inspiration, but you do need the motivation to say, no, I'm going to persevere, I want to put more stuff onto YouTube, and I've got to keep believing that at some point somebody will hear one or more of my tunes, my songs, and say, we want that song, and we can get it, and that can be opening the door. Like every other part of life, I'm a great believer that mostly we only achieve our goals by damn hard work, basically, and no one gives us things on a plate, nor should they. And I've always put in the hours of in the writing, in the creating of the music and the recording of it, and in trying to market myself and my music, as I say. So hard work is part of the deal of anything that somebody wants to achieve, and I've always put that in, and I always will. But if there is any obstacle, when I do manage always to overcome it, I can sometimes occasionally get a little bit disheartened and think, well, how does one get one stuff heard by this wider audience that could perhaps, get my songs the recognition that I do passionately believe they deserve?
That's true. Do you have any web pages you left?
I do, actually, yes. I have a Facebook page, Trevor Gear, Great Rover Music.
Do you have a Twitter? Instagram?
Yeah. That's at Trevor Gear.
Okay.
Or hashtag Trevor Gear, sorry. Yeah.
Is it at Trevor Gear, you mean?
Yes, it is at Trevor Gear.
At Trevor Gear,
At Trevor Gear.
Right, brilliant. So how do you view the music industry today?
Well, inevitably, as it's always been very difficult to sort of break into from the outside. But that said, I've always believed, as in any part of life again, that if a product is good enough, it will eventually be successful to a greater or lesser degree. So I do always retain my faith that at some stage I will get some commercial success. I think the music industry is very different. It's changed a lot over the last few years. People, of course, use the internet to produce their own music. It seems that record companies don't seem to have quite the same sway as perhaps they used to. I'm not sure they like to sign so many artists. Somehow I get the impression the music industry wants sort of almost one-hit wonders. And then I do sometimes think, where is the next Elton John or George Michael going to come from? Now, there may be people who will be able to stay the course, but more often than not, you hear of somebody there for a year or two at the most, and then they've had their day, and then the industry looks for something new, something novel, and that's fine. I mean, there is a lot of good music around still, and I guess there always will be. But I just think sometimes it might be good if the industry looked for some longevity in an artist, someone who is writing some songs which could become classic songs, like Eric Clapton's "Wonderful Tonight," or I could list loads of songs. I mean, some Beatles songs, "Yesterday," whatever. I don't quite know where tomorrow's classics are going to come from, because it is also here today, gone tomorrow. So if I had a wish, it would be that perhaps some artists, like myself, were given the opportunity to show that they're writing songs which could really stand the test of time.
Yeah.
Could become classics for today and tomorrow.
Wow, wise words,
Yeah.
Wise words. Yeah, so on that note, it's been lovely having you on Probe the Act on our show.
I've enjoyed being here, Emmy. Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome. Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio 1. I've been Emmy Hikins, and you've been listening to Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio. Have a lovely week now.